Good morning, it's just before 10 a.m. on Saturday, the 26th of June. I was hoping for slightly better weather today. It's dull and cold outside. Might rain later? Don't know. We shall see. So, big news this week. Let's just do this first. I finished the Enterprise. It is done. The backstitch is done. I did not do the 1500 French knots in the background in white. I don't think it needs it. I think there's enough stars going on. So yes, this is finished. I started this in July last year, so this is just under a year. It's quite a fast stitch because all the blue background is only half cross stitch, so that goes up really fast, and then the Enterprise is full cross stitch with some backstitch details. The backstitch took longer than I expected, but I've never been a fan of the backstitch. It always takes forever. So that's done and finished, and I got up to series 5 of Star Trek The Next Generation while stitching that. I'm 2 episodes into series 5, so I still have 3 complete series of that to watch. So I need to get on with my next project, which I do have. This is the big one that I started last year, so let's go back to it. This is going to take time. This is a big Heaven and Earth Designs project. I'm a page and just over a half into it because this is a massive chart. This is a 36-page chart, I think, and it's huge. So we'll work on this until I get bored, and then I'll find something else to do and finish, and then I'll come back to this. And there's a heck of a lot of blue in the background, and it goes on for a lot of pages. So back on that, I think I do have another project that I bought from Etsy that I haven't printed off yet that might be the project I work on when I get bored of that one. So I'll probably work on that for a few solid months before my attention wanders off. But yep, really pleased. The only problem is I have no idea where to get this framed. I've tried a few framers in my areas, and they say they stick cross-stitch to a sticky background. So I may have to stretch and mount this myself. Or, at the moment, I'm just going to roll it up and put it with the others that I finished that I haven't done anything with. So now that big news is out of the way, let's get on to the reading. So I have been making really good progress in my self-published fantasy blog off selection of books. I have a few videos that I have recorded that I need to edit, and in fact I need to edit one to get that up tomorrow, and I have written a review of another one, and I've got some notes that I need to write up to do the next 2 videos. So there's plenty of content there, and it's going really well. I need to start a new book today. And did I read The Child Garden this week? No, I did not read The Child Garden this week, but I did finish the Tour collection. I finished that this week, finished all those short stories, really enjoyed it. Fantastic collections. That has been sat on my currently reading pile for a long time, and that is now done. The book journal is only a couple of books behind, so I'm going to try and work on that this weekend. Might show you a couple of things, I don't know yet. And I'll give you a colouring update later on because I do have some new colouring books, yeah. But I got a surprise yesterday. I just ordered pizza, and the pizza had come, and I was about to start stuffing it in my face, and I heard something being pushed through the letterbox, and I thought it was just the one of the local takeaways had started putting leaflets through again. But then I saw the bloke get into a van, so it wasn't a takeaway leaflet, and it was actually a surprise from Philip, one of my subscribers, who had sent me a little present. So I had actually been planning on getting this one soon because I've really wanted to read it, so I'm really happy, and thank you so much for sending me this little surprise. I really appreciate it. Very, very excellent choice in book, definitely. So I might go to Waterstones today. We shall see how the weather holds up, and that is everything we're at the moment. I do have a parcel coming tomorrow because I ordered the physical copy of one of the SBFBO books that I've read because I enjoyed it that much. Might keep that one a secret because I haven't recorded the review yet, and I'll just let you know later on what I think about it because I want to keep all the SBFBO a surprise for when the videos come out. So, what are we doing this morning? I should really get on with my editing and catching up with my notes for my videos because I would like to record one of them tomorrow. And that's everything for now, so I will talk to you later on. It's 10:30 and I'm going to go down to Waterstones and I'm going to walk. It's a couple of miles, so it'll be nice just to stretch my legs a bit. So let's see if any of the recent releases I'm interested in are in my Waterstones because there are a couple that I would like to get. It is 1 o'clock and it's chillier than it was this morning. I walked into town. I had a look, it is 2 miles into town, had a wander around town, went to Waterstones. Did I find any of the books in my Waterstones that I wanted to buy? No. So I came home empty-handed and that's it, really. That was town. So a bit of a colouring update. I will show you. So what I'm really finding I'm enjoying is doing reviews of the colouring books. So this is the one I'm working on at the moment. I've reviewed a couple of books currently and I'd like to do a couple of designs. So I've done one and I'm working on this one at the moment, and I will write the review up for this one very, very soon. This came the other day and I like highly detailed designs. I quite like using my fine liners, but this is a little bit extreme. I mean, this one isn't too bad, but some of them in here are just so fine, tiny, and it's a little bit much. So this one is, it's going to struggle to even use my fine liners for this, either of the ones I've got. So yeah, I found some colouring pencils in a box upstairs, so I decided to try those the other day. I haven't got the book here. They were even worse than the ones I was using, so I won't talk about those ones. The ones I'm using, actually, the colour goes down really nicely. They just keep breaking, but I'd like to finish this. I've got a few colours that I'm using, and yeah, this is just what we're up to currently. Okay, I'm actually leaving the colouring after about 3 minutes because I really need to get tomorrow's video edited. It's my first set of cuts for the SBFBO, and I want to make sure everything's okay because I don't want to find out like last weekend where I had to re-record the video that was going up that day. I just want to make sure everything is okay because I don't want to have to rush through it, and there was quite a lot of footage. I'm not quite sure how short it's going to be. It's probably not going to be that long, but I just wanted to make sure everything was okay, so I'm going to go in and start that now. So the first 3 books is all done. It's just saving at the moment. It's only going to take a couple of minutes because my computer's so fast now. Yeah, so I'll upload that and that'll go live tomorrow night. I need to do a thumbnail, but it's all worked out fine, and it's 2:15ish, so I should probably think about reading something because I haven't done any yet, although I'd like to go and finish colouring a bit. I'll colour for a bit and then I'll go and pick something to read because I do need to get another SBFBO book started. It's 4 o'clock. Have I just been faffing around on the internet instead of reading? Yes. Let's pick up the Kindle and pick my next book, and I shall try and make some good progress tonight. I think I know which one I want to read. I have a science fiction fantasy, which definitely sounds interesting, so I think I'm going to start with that one. It's not too long, so fingers crossed it's a good one. You see, this is why my vlogs are always just a bit rubbish, because it's now 9:30 and I forgot to come back. I got into reading this evening and just forgot to tell you things, so I'm enjoying the book I chose. I've got just under an hour left to read. It's good. It's not as good as some of the others I've read though, so I'll just see what I think about it when I'm done, but I should finish that tomorrow. But I'm just doing a little bit of colouring now before I go to bed. I finished what I was colouring earlier and I've started another one, so I shall show you what's going on. So this is the one I finished earlier, and I decided to leave the middle part blank. I don't think the whole thing needed colouring in. So that's a nice colour combo. And then I've started another one, but I've started it with coloured pencil because I want to review this book and I hadn't done one with pencils yet. So it's going okay with pencils. I wouldn't want to do anything with finer detail with pencils, but as long as I can get these sharp, which some of them I can, this is all right. But it's about as detailed as I would want to go with coloured pencil. So I'm going to work on this for a bit. I've got a nice bluey theme going on here, and we'll work on this until I go to sleep. Good morning, it is 11 o'clock on Sunday the 27th of June and I've just got back from doing my shopping. Back to my normal routine this weekend. I have been out the last couple of Saturdays, so it always made sense to me to do my shopping on the way home, but back to normal this weekend, so I've done my shopping. This morning it wasn't too busy, which is always nice. Sometimes it does get really busy on a Sunday morning, but it was alright today. Also, in exciting news that no one is actually interested in, I defrosted my freezer this week, which means I'm going to be doing some batch cooking later on because I need to refill it with delicious meals, so I eat those instead of ordering pizza. I'm cooking the spicy tomato rice thing, which I think I've shown a couple of times on my channel. It's a long thing to cook, it just takes forever for the rice to cook, but it's so delicious and worth it, and I've got time today, so I'm going to make myself a whole load of portions of that. And I would also like to do a curry, but I didn't buy the things yet for that, so I might do that tomorrow night and buy the stuff tomorrow to make a huge load of curries, which is always delicious. So lots of plans, not a lot in my freezer at the moment. I need to fill it up with meals. So reading, I did read a bit more of my SBFBO book this morning before I went out to do my shopping, and I think I've got about 40 to 45 minutes left of that. It would be nice to get that finished fairly early on today so I can start another SBFBO book. I promise once I've finished my batch of books I will go back to telling you what I'm reading, but I don't want to spoil things before the actual video goes out. Maybe we'll start the child garden today. I don't know. We'll see what I feel like. I kind of got an idea of what I want to read next. I do have a whole load of notes I need to write up so I can get some more videos done. I've halfway through quite a few things at the moment, so it would be nice to get those finished today. And another thing I was talking about on Twitter last night is introducing some adult colouring content to my channel because I'm having so much fun with it. And my channel, while it is for books and reviews and things, it's also kind of just my little corner of things that if I'm interested in it I will show it, like I show the cross stitch stuff. I haven't decided what format I'm going to do yet, so we'll just see. I like to do flip throughs and reviews of books, sort of keeping it true to the booktube with doing the reviews of the colouring books because there's so many out there, and I found I'm quite fussy of what I want out of a colouring book, so maybe a review will be interesting. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just thinking of things at the moment, and I'm still working on the one I started last night because I haven't done a lot more of it. So that's where we are this morning. It's dull, rain is forecasted. We shall just see what happens with the weather and maybe go for a walk. I don't know. Haven't been down to the seafront in ages. It would be nice to go, but at least it's not a hot day, so it shouldn't be too busy. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling now, go back to perhaps reading my book, or more likely wasting a bit of time on the internet until lunchtime. Oh, almost forgot. My first cut video is going up tonight. 3 books are being removed from my SBFBO, so that's going to be interesting. It's my first batch. I'm a little bit nervous. So anyway, I will see you all later. It's just 10 to 2, so why am I holding my camera? My tripod's right there. Let's try again with the tripod, which is why I brought it downstairs so I don't have to hold onto my phone to record the vlog segments. Anyway, I've just finished one of the SBFBO books I was reading. It was fine. I liked it. It was okay. And that's a reaction that a good chunk of them are getting from me. I've got notes to write up and I'll probably do it later on. I'm going to start putting together the spicy rice thing soon, even though it's only 2 o'clock-ish. It does take some time to cook, and I've just taken the sausages for it out of the oven. So I do need to let those cool down first. Got some nice chili sausages, yummy, to go in. I will pick another SPFBO book to read later on tonight. And I know that all of my channel is now currently SPFBO stuff, but this is something I was not expecting to be doing. At the start of the year, I had all these plans, and then this appeared, and it's the biggest thing I've ever done on my channel. And I've been wanting to do it for a while. I would have loved to have done it for a while, but now I finally got chosen. I want to do it in the best way I can, and I am trying to get really ahead with my reading because I already have more content to put out than I have time for. So the sooner I can get the reading done, the sooner I can space out the content and make everything fit in by the end of October, because the first round finishes at the end of October, which is when the finalists will be announced. So I would like to be done with my reading at a point where I've still got time to get all the content finished and get it out, and be confident that I've chosen the best book for the finalist from my group. I don't want to be rushing right at the end and deciding at the very last minute and then second guessing myself. I want to give myself that space and time to go, I have made the correct choice and I have put the best book forward. So I think because this is such a big thing as well, I don't want to second guess myself. But yeah, so I'm not rushing through my reading, I'm just focusing on that stuff at the moment, because there are some big epic fantasy books that I still yet to get to. Some things I'm very excited to get to, and you know, there's a lot in my group. It's going to be a very tough choice, I think, for my finalists, so I want to give myself that breathing room. Don't worry, normal content will be resuming. I have been reading a couple of other bits and pieces that aren't SPFBO books and haven't decided if I'm going to review those or not yet. And a wrap-up will probably come in July with the non-SPFBO books that I've been reading in the meantime. But for June, there's 2 of them, and it's not really worth me doing the wrap-up. In July, there might be a few more, so I shall just pull everything together. So the focus on my channel is going to be this for a while, simply because it's just such a major thing. And I'm just so excited to get into the rest of the books. And there's just so many amazing sounding books that I want to tell you about from this competition. And yeah, I'm going to go and sort stuff out in my kitchen and just make a few more notes for the book I've just finished and mark it finished on my little spreadsheet that I've got going, and then try and pick the next read. So just ignoring the last segment, I've just remembered I've got a science fiction self-published book still that I actually emailed the author for to get a review copy. So I think I'm going to put that on my Kindle and read that next, because I actually requested this one because it sounded so much fun. So yeah, get that on my Kindle and do that one, science fiction break, and then back to this fantasy. Also, I'm kind of too scared to turn the Wi-Fi of my Kindle on because there was some quite extensive sales recently, as in I've got complete series of long series and all the books were free. I haven't turned my Wi-Fi on in a long time on my Kindle, so I am a little bit nervous to do that. But fortunately, to put this book on, I don't need to. I've just connected to my computer. It's really nothing exciting at the moment. I've just thrown the things in the pan. There's a few more ingredients. There's all the sausages. I did cook 6. I can't promise 6 are going in. And then a pile of peppers. Not yet, because I don't want them mushy. But I have literally just started. So that's going to be a little while yet. It'll be tasty, but it's going to be some time. There's also a packet of baby plum tomatoes in the fridge to go in, but again, right at the end so they don't go mushy. Although they do get a bit mushy when it comes to reheating it, but not yet. This is going to be a while. 20 past 4 now. We'll see what time it takes till, but it's always worth it. It's always a nice one to have in the freezer. 5 more minutes and this will be done. It's steaming away at the moment. It's very nearly cooked. I'm just reheating the sausages and I've just chucked the tomatoes in. There's a big vent of steam coming up. I must give that a stir. It's just before 6 p.m. I've cleaned up the kitchen. I've got 5 portions to put in my freezer. It's great. I have also posted my first 3 cuts video for the SBFBO. I was a little bit nervous about putting it up because it's the first 3 books. I don't think anyone wants to be out of the first 3, but someone had to be. So what am I going to do now? I haven't done any more reading yet. I would like to do a bit of colouring. I'd like to get this finished, but I don't think I'm going to finish this tonight. So maybe colouring for a bit. I would like to do some cross stitch. I don't know. Cross stitch a bit later, I think. Might do some colouring, read for an hour, and then do some cross stitch. Yes, that sounds like a good plan to me. It's 10 to 8. I'm just settling down for some reading. Working on Shakedowners by Justin Woolley on my Kindle. I've been attached to my Kindle for the last month. I've been enjoying it. So this isn't an SPFBO book. This is from the author. I don't know if that's picking it up, but there's a magpie nearby that's just having a little rattle around. I don't know what noise is being picked up, but I've got my window open. So I'm going to read this for probably another hour and then go and do some colouring before bed. Not going to get any cross stitch done tonight. Probably tomorrow night I'll do some while watching some Star Trek. But the Heaven and Earth designs really do take some focus, and I'm really not in that sort of mood tonight. So I'm going to just read and plot out what I'm going to do for some colouring videos, I think, as well. Have a think about how I want to approach those and what I want to do. But for now, let's get into Shakedowners because it's looking like it's going to be quite a lot of fun. It's just before 9 p.m. now and I'm working on some colouring. I'm probably not going to get this finished tonight, but it would be nice if I could get it finished soon so I can review the book that I'm working in. And the pencils that I was complaining about last weekend, we have come to some kind of agreement and we're working quite well together now. I think it's because I found a set of 36 that were supposed to be high quality, 36 upstairs in a box, and I used them and they were so utterly shit. But these put down some really nice colour and actually feel really nice as you're colouring with them. They just tend to be broken on the inside. So we're doing our best. We're getting some nice colour down and it's working quite nicely. Much better than the other set. So we've reached a kind of truce. So I will show you what I'm working on. So this is where we are now. See, the colour's really nice. I don't know where the other book is. I can't show you how rubbish the other pencils were. But these are really smooth and nice to colour with, and I'm just going to work on this so I can review the book. And I like the theme I've picked, a kind of bluey green one. So I'm just going to work on this for a little bit before I go to sleep.